Hey everyone, welcome into another episode of Sportsnite. I'm laughing already. Everybody's like, didn't we just see a couple of these guys? Well, you did, but now you're going to see us again.
I'm on the bottom screen now.
Episode, what is it, Steve? I forget every week. 22, but no Sports Night tonight. We are going to go off the rails a little bit. We're going to talk Disney news because there's been a lot of Disney news lately. There's been some people talking about it. Well, I want Dan and I and Steve for a few seconds, because he's only here for a little bit, to kind of give our take on some of this Disney news. But before we even get started, let's say hi to a few people in the chat. Steve, I'll take care of it for you, buddy. We got Mike O'Reilly, Rachel's here, Mike Wheeler, Brian Eisenhart. Good to see you, Brian. How you doing, buddy? Noah's in here. Russ Stapleton, Melissa. I think I said Alex. Pam's fan, Disney Dan, Cam's Corner, Pixar fan, and Disney family. Wow, that's a lot. Good to see you, and I think we are caught up right now. And there's Miguel. Miguel's in the house. Miguel was starting trouble, by the way, on the other stream. He was starting a lot of trouble. But welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here as we talk Disney news tonight. And there's actually a lot of stuff we're going to talk about because there's been some stuff that is kind of broke this week. And we want everybody in the chat to talk about it as well. But before we do that, let me say hi to my two guests that are here. Of course, our special guest tonight, who we haven't seen in forever. I mean, I can't remember the last time we were with him. We have Disney Dan. Dan's in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
I thought you meant this guy.
Nope,
but yeah,
hi. The special guest.
Hello.
He's a regular.
I mean, the time you invite me onto Sports Night and we're not talking about sports, I mean, hey, you know, that's...
Well, this isn't going to be the last episode of Sports Night.
That's good. Now I feel much more comfortable. But hello, everybody. Hi. Thank you so much, Walt, for having me. Thank you for joining me on Disney Fiasco earlier. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm super excited to talk about non-sports on Sports Night.
Well, this is not new to us, and Steve knows that. We've done this every once in a while. We'll kind of sway away from sports and talk some Disney. But that's kind of what we're going to do tonight. But Steve, welcome into my partner channel. They're both my partner channels, by the way. So is Dan, Disney Dan. We're very lucky to have both of them. But Steve, welcome in, pal. How are things? How you been?
Been busy, man. I've been a little disconnected from YouTube over the last couple of days, and unfortunately, I have to again tonight. Trying to get some things caught up, and yeah, I'm got my Disney trip finally moved over and to my computer so I can start vlogging. Got a bunch of other things I want to start working on. Some of it's not Disney related, but gonna start working hard on my channel. So we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome, buddy.
Awesome.
And for those that don't know, Steve goes live on Monday nights with Mondays Live with Steve, and of course Dan goes live with Disney Fiasco on Saturdays just before us on Sports Night. So please be sure, if you haven't already checked out their channels, please check them out. If one of my mods could put their links to their channels in the chat, I would appreciate it. Both of these guys have wonderful channels with a lot of great content, and be sure to check them out. So, but thank you, Steve. I know you got to run, so when you got to go, buddy, you just say the word. And
give me one subject, and then I'll head out. And I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. But I'm leaving you in good hands right here.
Yes, I know, right there. There he is. All right. Well, what we'll do, we'll talk about this one. And we'll start with Steve, so Steve's got to go. For those that don't know, Test Track is going down for a lengthy refurbishment. It's going down from January 12th to February 26th. So it's going to be down for over a month. Wow. How do you think, with all the construction that's going on right now over at Epcot, is this a big loss for Epcot when it comes to attractions?
It's not for me because I'll be there from the January 9th through the 13th, so I'll be able to ride it before it shuts down. So, but now it is a big loss. They've got so much going on. Is Spaceship Earth going down around that time as well? Is it been?
I don't think it's been officially said yet. Dan, do you know? Has that been officially announced yet?
I thought it was going down this month, but clearly it's not.
I mean, if you do take that down, sorry, my dog's going to mess my pizzas here. My dog. My Spaceship Earth's going down. You got Test Track going down. You got all the Club Cool's gone. I'm guessing the Penn Station's going to be gone by then. I mean, they're just going to be taking down everything, and plus they're refurbishing the whole front. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be missing and it could you're taking away some big time attractions.
Yeah.
To attract large numbers. Those numbers got to go somewhere else, and it's going to bottleneck some other rides.
Yeah, I agree. I want to say hi. Let me say hi to Ray J real fast. Ray J, welcome in. Good to see you. Dan, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
Well, the Seas with Nemo and Friends is going to get a longer line.
True. It will.
So Mission Space. But if you really do think about it, it's not actually a really long time. It's not a long refurbishment compared to what Spaceship Earth is going through. That Spaceship Earth is going to be nearly 2 years. This is only going to be just over a month. To be honest, it's going to be, once this goes down, but by a month's time, it'll be back up again. I do feel that it needed a refurbishment. I do think it needs some sort of, enhancements. I know it looked a little tired. I know they're not going to change everything inside. It's not a long refurbishment, but they'll do the cars. They'll, do the tracks, make the tracks a little more smoother. They'll just have a good clean of the attraction, I think. If it's going to go down for a month, I can handle that. There's plenty to do in Epcot. You got the whole of the world showcase. You still have your big attractions like Frozen, like Mission Space, like Soarin'. And also they're doing it at non-peak season. So for me, I don't think it is such a big deal. I think every attraction has to go through at some point a refurbishment. And I think this is the perfect time for them to do it.
Gotcha. I want to say hi to Mickey's Magic. Meg's in here. Meg, good to see you. I haven't seen Meg in forever.
Yeah, long time no see.
And John Hazelton.
Yeah, and let me say this, and I'm going to have to head out. Sure. I agree 100%. It is in desperate need of a refurbishment, but I think they should have waited one more week because the Run Disney Marathon crowd is all going to be there.
Yeah.
And I think they should have delayed it 1 week so that those crowds had time to die down before they actually went into the refurbishment. But it definitely needs refurbished.
Yeah. Well, I think Melissa's making a good point, and I think a couple other people said it too. Epcot's going to be like the new Hollywood Studios, where everything's down, everything's being built or closed, and there's hardly anything over there. And,
but it'll be worth it.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. I mean, that's if we get something along the lines of Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land with what they're expecting, so be it. It like you said, Steve, it will. It'll be worth it, but it's going to be painful up to that point. That's all.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to run. I apologize.
No,
that's all right.
Of course, we're talking Disney when the one night I got to leave, but thank you guys. Dan, you're amazing. Thanks, buddy. Walt, love you, buddy. Love you, Dan, too. And can't wait to see you guys next week.
All right, Steve.
Take care,
Everybody
pal.
say goodnight to Steve.
Bye, guys.
Take care, pal.
Thank you, Steve.
See
I
you
appreciate
later.
you very much.
Yep.
And we'll talk soon, buddy. Here he goes.
See you guys.
See ya. Bye. But no, Dan, the thing for me is it's not going to affect me. I'm going down in December, and I get it. But I feel bad for people that are going, maybe they're going to Disney for the first time, and they're going that week. Look, I get it. Rides got to go down. It's sad when Epcot's people who might be going for their first time and only time are not really going to experience Epcot the way we experienced it. That's kind of the sad thing about it. And the same with Hollywood Studios when they were building Galaxy's Edge and Great Movie Ride went down, and
even with Pandora, even with Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
when we didn't have Pandora. It's
right.
I think all these parks. I think the only park you can't really do that is Magic Kingdom because there is so much there. It's such a confined park that is fine at Magic Kingdom. But I feel that all the other parks, that at some point they needed to do a refurbishment.
Yeah.
And Animal Kingdom was the first part to do that. They got rid of Camp Mickey Minnie. And then they were like, oh, it's a half day. Everybody was complaining how Animal Kingdom was a half-day park. It was known to be the half-day park. And now it is definitely not a half-day park at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And same with Hollywood Studios. Hey, we got Toy Story Land. Hey, we got Galaxy's Edge. We even got new things like the Cars attraction and the Star Wars launch bay. So Epcot is going to do the same. And if it's anything like the concept art that they've shown us,
it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be phenomenal. So,
yeah, I agree. Meg asked what's going down. Meg, what's going down is test tracks going down from January 13th to February 26th. So it's going to be over a month. So that's kind of a length to me. Anything over a month is a lengthy refurbishment to me. That's a whole month. A couple weeks here and there are one thing, but yeah, I'm kind of sad to see it go down. I do think it needs a refurbishment. Personally, I don't like this version of Test Track. I actually like the crash test dummies better.
Yeah, me too.
But
I just like the ones where they just go
yeah,
it would just squish together. It's great.
Yeah.
Russ,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like the fast pass is just going to be, you're either gonna get soaring or you're gonna get frozen.
Right.
You're not really gonna get anything else, and then you'll have to spend your fast passes on seas with Nemo and friends, and living with the land, or journey into imagination, or mission space, or don't go on mission space because it won't be a mission to space. It'll be a mission to the first aid place because it makes you unwell. Well, it makes me unwell, but hey ho. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for that month that it's all going to go down.
Yeah, I agree. Paper, scissors, and vacations. Oh my, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. I'm excited about the changes, and we, not to talk about this ad nauseum, but you're right. Sometimes we got to have the pain before we get to the pleasure.
Yep.
And that's kind of the case. We did it with Hollywood Studios. We've done it with Animal Kingdom. We're now doing it with Epcot.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever see a major renovation at Magic Kingdom, even though they have a ton of stuff. I don't think you'll ever see anything to the level that we've seen at these other three parks. They will take it a little bit at a time.
They don't even have the space. They don't have the space over Magic Kingdom because
not really.
I mean, fortunately, I've been behind the park, and there is no room behind the park because behind the park is where all the cast members park. Disney University is back there. Costuming is back there. Where they have all the monorails and the trains and everything is back there. The only place where you can really expand is over by Frontierland, and that's about it. Like Magic Kingdom, you won't see much expansion there. It's so confined.
Gotcha. Dreamer Deborah, welcome in. Good to see you. And Meg, you're right. Meg is exactly right. They did renovate Fantasyland, but I think that's the about as expansive as they could ever do there. They would literally have to take a land and almost shut it down, like they did there, and kind of just like reimagine it. Because that's kind of what they did with New Fantasyland.
They had Mickey's Toontown, and then they just made Mickey's Toontown bigger, and then they made it New Fantasy. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
and if you think about it, New Fantasyland isn't that big at all. It's really not that big.
No, not at all. I agree 100%. I do. I agree 100%. Magic Kingdom. Russ says Magic Kingdom can do renovation by land as well and still have enough to do. We went during the Fantasyland refurb and still have plenty to do. Oh, absolutely. They could do that. But I don't think I'd want them to do that. I don't know that I mean, we got to do what we got to do, but how would we feel if they said, okay, Tomorrowland is shut down. No Tomorrowland. I don't know how I would feel about that.
I feel like with Magic Kingdom, you can't really do it by land. You have to do it by attraction. So, right, we are closing down Winnie the Pooh. Everyone can't go on the Winnie the Pooh ride. Right. We're shutting it down. It's like what they did with what do you call it? Yeah.
Well, they did it with Pirates because we were down there when it was being refurbed.
Yeah, they did it with Pirates, but they've done it with they did it with the Splash Mountain. They even when they changed the ride, when they update a ride to make it something else.
Right.
The Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, obviously changed, so they had to close up Snow White's Scary Adventures. They had to close that to not even make it an attraction anymore. They made it into a meet and greet area. There's so much that they have to do it by attraction rather than by land because the Magic Kingdom is the busiest theme park in the world. They just can't do it all one section at a time. Right. No,
definitely got to be one ride at a time. They can't take major sections like that and change it. And my opinion. And that's
I agree.
Yep. So Miguel says, doesn't World Showcase make Epcot different from Hollywood Studios or Animal Kingdom, though? One could get a great feel for Epcot just from the World Showcase.
I agree.
Yes, you could. But if you're looking for attractions and rides, you're going to be limited if you have no Test Track and if you have no Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
If those are down, you're limited in that respect. But I agree, Miguel. It's totally different. That's what makes Epcot so unique is the World Showcase. It's so fantastic. So I do agree.
It's almost like Epcot is now split into two parks, and they're both half-day parks. So you can go and do like Typhoon Lagoon in the morning and do World Showcase in the afternoon, or you can do Future World now in the morning and then go do Animal Kingdom in the afternoon. That like it's a half-day park now, unfortunately, and that's just how it's going to be when Spaceship Earth closes, when Tesseract closes, when everything else is. The Fountain is gone, Club Cool is gone, Interventions is going, Mouse Gear is going, everything is going in that Future World area, apart from the actual attractions themselves. So, except for Spaceship Earth, but that's still my point. Like, it doesn't feel like a one coherent theme park right now. It just feels like, here are some rides, here is the World Showcase. Like, it doesn't feel it. Yeah,
I agree 100%. That being said, I still love Epcot, and exactly because of your reasoning, Miguel, is why I'm still going to go to Epcot, because I love World Showcase.
Yeah. UK Pavilion is obviously the best pavilion.
Which one is that?
The UK Pavilion.
Okay.
just putting it out there.
It's one of my favorites for sure. But Ray J's right too. Ray J says World Showcase is a one-day park. It can be. Now, I have seen, there have been times when we would go around World Showcase and not really stop and take our time and explore, and I can get through the entire World Showcase in an hour and a half to 2 hours. Because I'm not really stopping and looking and experiencing each pavilion. Not necessarily food-wise, just the attractions themselves.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Right.
Clearly, we didn't spend a lot of time in World Showcase together.
No, I agree.
Because I was eating my way around that place.
Oh my gosh. Oh, don't get me wrong. And I'll be honest with you though, my favorite part of Epcot, as much as I love the festivals, I actually like non-festival Epcot.
Oh no, I love it's less chaotic.
Absolutely.
It's very much more just I can actually see each pavilion rather than like throwing people out of the way to get to the next pavilion, you know? So not that I'm actually throwing people, but still, like, you get what I mean. It's much more of a
absolutely
relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's definitely much more subdued. Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely more relaxed, laid back atmosphere. I agree 100%. And Russ is right. He says, I'll still go, talking about going to Epcot because it's home. I don't like all the construction, but I can always find joy in being there. Absolutely.
Yep.
Dude, you can have construction at Disney all day long. I'm still going to Disney. It's that simple.
Yep.
I agree. Paper, Scissors, and Vacation says they've never experienced non-festival Epcot. It's actually...
No lines for food.
That's true. It's
so
absolutely true.
Ah, it's the best.
It really is the best. Now, most, if not all of your kiosks or pavilions, whatever you want to call them, they're going to be gone. They're not going to be there. But quick service, like you said, Dan, there's never lines. And table service, you're going to get reservations. Absolutely, I agree.
Yep. Just go get your reservation at Via Napoli or Tepaneto.
Yep.
Or Le Cellier.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. You're good. You're happy.
Yep, I agree. I did. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was going to say. Brian says, "When will Spaceship Mars reopen?" When Spaceship Earth reopens, I think Spaceship Mars will be shortly after that, and I believe that's in around a year and a half, 2 years time from now.
I would love to see. Look, I'm getting off topic here, but I'm not a big fan of Mission Space personally.
I hate it.
I hope they reimagine that area.
I just really don't feel that they will now that they've made that restaurant.
No,
the spaceship. So
absolutely
I can't imagine they're going to change that ride anytime soon.
No, I agree. Unless you just refurbish it or reimagine it as something space, but just different type of reimagining. But I agree. I don't see how you could.
Space for me to sit down and eat.
Space 220, man, won't be long now. They say it's going to open this year. I don't see it happening personally.
Oh, I'm so excited for that, dude.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
Sign me up.
Yeah, me too. But I did want to move on to a couple more. Speaking of food, this news just broke. You may have heard about this. This may not be big to some people, but we're going to delve into this a little bit. Dining reservations are now online only. Starting October 13th, which was yesterday, I think, or is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow, I think. Online only for dining reservations. No more calling in to make your reservations unless it's a party of 8 or more.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
I mean, for me, someone not from the US, overseas, I've always done it through online. I've never had, for me to call the US, it costs me a lot of money. So I've always done it by online. So it's not been an issue for me. I understand that there is, if you have 8 or 10 people in your party, then that's okay. That's absolutely fine. But I just, you know what, it help. I feel like this will help the restaurants because it's less time people on the phone and more time for them actually waiting and serving people, getting people through the door. So that's just my opinion on it. I don't know what yours is. This is just me being from outside of the US.
Well, I'm looking at this as in a business standpoint. I agree with you. I mean, every single dining reservation we do online. So It doesn't mean anything to us. But I look at it as an effect of how it affects other people.
Yep.
So what happens to the people that when you used to call? Does that mean they're downsizing in Disney? Are these people put somewhere else? Do they not have their job anymore? Because, you used to have people that when you would call, they have to answer the phone. 8 or more it's going to go down, the amount of calls that they're going to get. So I look at it in that respect. And also, how does it affect travel agents? Because as a travel agent, and I know some people in here are, part of your job and part of your selling point is that you'll call for the people to make their dining reservation. So if anybody out there is a travel agent, how does that affect you now since everything has to be online? Do you still do it for your customers or do they have to do it themselves?
Yeah, I definitely can see it in that way, but I feel like the majority of people, not saying that everybody does it, but I feel like the majority do use the online service. Look, you can make a reservation from your phone. You don't even need to use your laptop.
Right.
Like if you go on the My Disney Experience app, I want 2 people at 9:20 at night at Ohana, you could book it now if you wanted to. Like it's just, I feel like it's not, in terms of cast members losing their jobs or losing positions or roles, I felt worse about the photographers rather than maybe people who are just picking up the phone to make reservations or to take reservations. So that's just my opinion. That's just I don't think it's as a loss as because they could be, because a lot of those I think are waiters and waitresses anyway, and I think that can help them with the foot flowing through the door.
Gotcha. Okay. And see, I always see it for me as a person I work on phones a lot, what I do as a job. So I get it. And, those people on the other lines, I don't think those people are not at the restaurants taking your reservation.
Yeah.
I think these are people at a call center that are taking your reservation.
Okay.
And putting it, I could be wrong, but I don't think when I call to make a reservation, I'm literally calling Tepanito.
Yeah.
Making that
maybe
reservation.
Not, yeah.
I'm calling a call center who are picking up the phones and then making the reservations for me.
For you.
But I could be wrong. But
okay.
I love the ease of this. I understand that they're streamlining. Everything's going to be going through the apps. It's about making things simpler for us. Because you said it right. How many times in the past, before they had the My Disney Experience app, did you call and you were on hold for half an hour? Or you couldn't get through, or you know what I'm saying? Or you lost the call and you waited for 20 minutes and then the call dropped for some reason. It could be anything.
Yeah. Papers' Vacation. I think you are right. That is, of course. I think you are right, Walt. I've never used that service before. I've only used online because that's what's easier for us from the UK. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. But
yeah, we used to make the call. Back in the day, Melissa and I, first few times, we would actually call in because we wanted certain things. We wanted to talk to somebody, and it was in the very beginning stages of the My Disney Experience app, and we didn't trust it yet. So we were like, no, we're calling. So we've had the experience that route. So
okay.
But yeah, I think this, Dan, I agree with you 100%. I think this is fantastic ultimately, especially on the customer service side.
Yeah.
It's so easy. and it gives you what you want right away. And it's user friendly because if you notice on the app, you can do breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can do morning, afternoon, evening, and then you can actually pick every other half an hour. If you want 4:30, it'll find you something close to 4:30. It's pretty user friendly.
And they've got mobile ordering.
Yes, it's awesome. I agree 100%.
Which is the best thing in the world.
It is, and yet people still don't use it.
Hey, fine. If they don't want to use it, we will get the food back quicker than they do. So
yeah, it's true, but people just don't use. If they don't use it, it boggles my mind. Now, I'll be honest with you though, I can tell of at least one case when we were there.
Yep.
And I forgot. Look, that's part of being old, okay? But we were like waiting in line. We're like, why didn't we mobile order?
Well, we did that when we went to Satuli, didn't we? We used mobile order for Satuli. I ordered mine first, and you beat me to it.
Yeah, thank goodness. I know. Oh, it's so funny.
What can you do? Right. So yeah, no, I don't think it's a massive loss, and I also think those cast members who actually do those make reservations, I think they must have other roles and things they do as well, like making other bookings and ticket bookings and special events and tours and etc. So I think it'll be all right. I don't think it's
I hope so. But I do want to talk, and I hate to stay on the subject of non-positivity, but we had the Skyliner issue. So, yeah, that happened. I think it's been about a week ago now. What are your thoughts on this? No big deal. Forget it. Move on. Is this an overlaying issue? How did we miss this? How do you feel about the whole Skyliner issue? And look, no matter which way, I always say this: if people have a problem with the Skyliners, to me, it's not negativity.
No.
It's just you're voicing your opinion.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the Skyliner? The issue with it.
It's tricky because it's certainly a masterpiece of engineering and transportation, and there's been, obviously there are gondolas around the world if you go skiing or something like that.
Sure.
But nothing ever this vast, right? This is not going up a mountain. This is crossing miles and miles and miles, and and especially in conditions where Florida is known for it's bad weather during the day, or it's hurricanes, it's typhoons. But even so, there might not have been might have had testing in those conditions. But this incident happened. I don't think there was any bad weather or anything. It's just an incident that happened. For me, was there enough testing done on this transportation system? They tested this a lot, but did they test this enough to guarantee our safety? I don't know. It's a very interesting debate. I think it's a fantastic idea. I don't think it's Disney's fault at all. Obviously, they are, they're the ones in trouble if something does go wrong because we're putting our lives in their hands. But I feel like with these things, it is trial and error. It is a new mode of transportation. It is something different, and I feel like these will get better over time. And I don't feel that maybe Disney were as prepared as they could have been. At least we know that we have a system in a way of getting them out. Maybe they could be more efficient on that, because it did take over. I think it was about an hour and a half for them to get out. So maybe they could be a bit more efficient. Maybe they have sorts of security spots every couple of 100 yards, or I don't know. But I don't know. I think it was, if it was a technical issue, we just need to make sure that it's all working correctly. Hey, Disney uses an insane amount of power for their whole entire Disney property. There are faults. That's what happens. Technology has faults, and things do break up.
Right.
So
here's my issue.
Yeah.
Mike Wheeler says it right here, and that's fine. He says it was due to a faulty sensor, which anything mechanical can have a faulty sensor.
Yeah.
That's fine. 5 years down the road, when it needs to be refurbished, not 2 weeks after it opens. Faulty sensors should happen when the thing's been used and it has light and it's got age to it and something like that. Something that's brand new shouldn't have faulty anything.
No.
Because it should be tested, retested, triple tested, quadruple tested. Everything should be brand new. That's my issue. If this was 3 years down the road and it had an issue because of a faulty sensor, I'm like, okay, what's 3 years old? It was due for a refurb, not 3 weeks old. And that's my issue with this is, things happen all the time. Like the monorails. We've had issues with the monorails. The monorails are 40 years old.
Yeah.
They're going to have issues.
The doors kept coming open.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother issue. I mean, that's another thing they need to get fixed. But that's my problem here is when things are brand new like this, I'm sorry, brand new, it's like you go out and you buy a brand new car and it has a faulty sensor and it's not working right. Are you going to take that car back? I bet you're going to take that car back.
Mm.
Yes, you are. And you're not probably going to buy from that person again. You're going to say, no, thank you. I'm moving on.
Yep.
But if you had that car for 5 years and it comes up with a faulty sensor, what are you going to think? It's 5 years old. It's probably due for one. Yeah. That's my issue.
I'm going to put out a suggestion. I don't know if you agree or disagree. Just looking at the picture, do you maybe think they had too many gondolas up on the tracks? Do you think they need to scale back just maybe a dozen and just, although there will be less gondolas on the lines, they're less likely to have these incidences. It may take a little longer, but at least, there won't be a 5 gondola pile up or a 4. Like it's I don't know. I think it's maybe just a little bit, although it might take a little longer, it has to be safer, surely.
Oh yeah.
It just looked like a lot to me. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. You're right. I don't know how many is too many. I don't have a number. Hi to Amy, by the way, AJC Magic, and Timothy Rainwater's welcome in as well. That's a great question, Dan. I don't know. Maybe they do have too many.
I think because they saw so many people like, oh, it's the grand opening of the Skyline. There's going to be so many people there. Maybe they just like, there's going to be so many people there. We need to put as many out as possible. And I think that was a bad decision.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that very well could be it. And don't get me wrong. I love the idea of the Skyliner. I'm afraid of heights, okay? But I'm still going to try the Skyliners. Yeah. I think they're awesome. I think they should expand down the road. But for me, I just, something that brand new shouldn't have issues already, period.
No, it shouldn't.
Just nothing should. I understand trial and error, but not on something like that. Not brand new. That's just my opinion. I mean, also we had the October 8th Epcot Forever was canceled. They didn't do the show.
It's
technical difficulties for a brand new show.
It's I don't know. I think it's just something that they really need to work out. Things aren't going to right. Maybe instead of a gondola system, when we were thinking about this new gondola system coming to the Walt Disney World, I was like, actually, maybe something like what Walt was thinking for Epcot, like a TTA transportation system with a roof. So you just get into a TTA sort of ride, and it takes you from point A to point B. It has a cover over it, like a dome, a big, kind of like a bridge. So that way we're not on a zip wire, and it's less likely to break down because the TTA works so well at Magic Kingdom. I thought something like that would kind of be kind of cool, and also it's quite quick compared to maybe the Skyliner. But that's what I was thinking when they were thinking of the Skyliner. But I understand it's paying homage to the Skyway that was in Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. I understand that. But the most important thing, especially when I was working at Disney, the most important key that I was taught is safety. And it's the 5th day. I think it was like the 5th day they did it, and it already started not working or something. So
right. I don't know if there's a safety issue as much as it is. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
Well,
I mean,
look, if you're stuck for an hour and a half and you have claustrophobia, or if you are not good with tight spaces, that is you never know. That is a safety issue, and I just feel like they shouldn't need to be, I that's why I'm kind of a bit confused by it all.
Yeah, I agree. But again, it's a subject you got to touch on. I mean, Skyliner is going to be a major form of transportation now at Walt Disney World, and expansion is going to happen. You know that. I personally think they're going to expand next over to Disney Springs or Animal Kingdom. Those are the next two closest areas. I think they'll probably expand to.
Yeah.
I still like the idea of the Skyliner. I love it. I just hope that this is.
But isn't it kind of weird that we've had the ferry boats, the Richard F. Irvine and the other one I can't remember the name of, but we've had those ferry boats pretty much since 1971, and they have worked fine ever since. And we've had the Skyway for 5 days, and it's already been like we haven't had a ferry boat sink.
Well,
so yeah, touch wood, but still, and please don't bring karma and that it will sink tomorrow, because it won't. But you get what I mean. It's just we're trying to be really, really impressive. Disney's trying to be really impressive, and I feel like they're yes, Brian, safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency.
There you go.
The Disney four keys right there.
Gotcha. Well, let's get on to something I think that's really positive about Disney, and I really can't wait for this.
Food.
This is kind of how I think we got about 20 minutes to go here. I want to touch on this. Of course, we're right now, headlong into Halloween, but right after Halloween, we have the holidays.
We do.
Christmas holidays are coming to Disney now. Of course, for those that know myself and Melissa, we make no bones about it. We are much bigger Christmas fans than we are Halloween fans. There's a lot of holiday offerings coming this year, Dan. A lot of new stuff, too. I don't know if you've heard about some of it. A lot of overlays coming and things like that. What do you think?
So I heard about some of the overlays that they did with the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that they're going to do again for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So I think Monsters Inc. is having an overlay. Obviously, the Jiggle Cruise will be returning. I believe Space Mountain is getting one. Space Mountain one. Yeah, and
Speedway.
Speedway is getting refurbishment. Yeah, I'm very surprised with the attractions they chose. I would have rather had maybe something like Winnie the Pooh have a Christmas overlay, or something like Halloween at Haunted Mansion. Christmas at Haunted Mansion. I don't think would have worked that well. Obviously, Nightmare Before Christmas, but I just don't think we need it. Maybe even something like I don't know. It's kind of maybe do different Christmas overlays at maybe other parks as well. Give them a little bit of a shot as well.
Well, they are. I rephrase that. Not overlays, but they are doing a lot more Christmas decorating at the other parks, especially Animal Kingdom. I've heard that even Pandora is going to have holiday decorations. Fit more to the Pandora type. It's not going to be like Christmas bulbs and stuff like that, but it's going to be their type of holiday that they celebrate on Pandora.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited about this.
Me too.
I don't like the Tomorrowland Speedway ride. I'm not a fan of it. I'm going to do it because I want to see the Christmas overlay that they're doing on that ride.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Call me intrigued. I don't get me wrong. I loved the overlays for Halloween, but I think Halloween is definitely different to Christmas in terms of what each festival symbolizes, right? Halloween is certainly more for, dressing up, it's meant to be, sort of more of a social kind of holiday. Whereas Christmas is more of a worldly spread of happiness and joy. And I just find it a bit bizarre having it on something like Space Mountain. I just find it a bit weird.
That's why I'm really curious as to how they're doing it.
I mean, are we going to be singing like Jingle All the Way while riding Space Mountain?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no. You're right. Of all the things they're doing, that's the one to me that doesn't sync well.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's why it's interesting because you're right. All the other ones make sense.
Yeah.
Space Mountain didn't make sense. I'm like, how are they going to do this? What are you going to pretend like you're on Santa's sleigh?
I don't know. They're going to have snow blowing in your face while you're riding the ride. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm more of a Halloween fan than Christmas fan, but I am definitely interested to see what happens. I've always preferred the Halloween party over the Christmas party, and I think Disney does a very good job with Christmas anyway. I think how they deck out each park with their own Christmas tree and their own decorations is fantastic. Disney Springs really takes on a new kind of holiday sort of experience now, which I think is fantastic, bringing that outside of the parks and into Disney Springs, and even at the resorts. I think the resorts do very well in creating a Christmas atmosphere. I'm just very curious on how they're going to change Magic Kingdom's attractions, the ones that we've mentioned, to this. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. Yeah. I mean, I would rather have chosen different attractions, maybe Toy Story Mania, or maybe even, hey, put a Santa hat on the aliens from Alien Swirling Saucers. I don't know, something like that. That would have been just something simple. But I don't know, Space Mountain.
Well, I agree.
Even Speedway. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. It just really, it's piqued my curiosity for sure. And of course, they're having a new fireworks show. It's called Minnie's Christmas Time Fireworks or something like that. Yeah. Which is very cool. See, we've never experienced Disney at Christmas time.
Okay.
We've never been. So this will be a first for us this year when we go down in December. So we've never experienced it. So we're very excited. But this new, so I can't compare this new Minnie's fireworks show to what they had previous. So to us,
I really enjoyed the previous fireworks. I mean, look, there's no. I'm gonna try and not annoy people. I didn't like the new Halloween fireworks. I really didn't.
I didn't either, really.
I think okay. Hallow Wishes was phenomenal, and I really miss Hallow Wishes. But this just felt so. It wasn't Halloween. It felt like a Mickey cartoon, like out of a cartoon, and it was meant to be hosted by Jack Skellington, and we didn't get that. You know, we got a little bit at the beginning. It was mainly Mickey and Zero, and I just didn't enjoy it. And I just, even by the name of Minnie's, was it Minnie's Christmas fireworks show or something
like that? Yeah.
It just sounds like they're doing the same thing that they did for the Halloween party, but making it Christmas. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't sound appealing for me. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'd rather go watch the parade.
Yeah. Right. And I don't know. I'm sure we're going to like it because it'll be the first time. It'll be new to us, so we won't know any different. I'm just excited to see, and a lot of people are saying it in the chat, I'm just excited to see Disney decorated for Christmas and how beautiful it's going to be. The resorts are going to be incredibly done. I mean, you said it, Dan, and I've heard it, and from what I've seen in videos, the resorts and Disney Springs themselves, they're almost like an attraction in and of themselves.
100%.
During the holidays. It's crazy.
The beach club, the yacht club, and the boardwalk during the Christmas holidays, where they have the gingerbread displays. My gosh, it's amazing.
That's what Mike's saying about their Grand Floridian.
It's incredible.
And see, I want to go see Wilderness Lodge, our home resort, during the holidays to see how they decorate that resort. So
for sure,
it's going to be great. And of course, over at Animal Kingdom, they're doing a new Christmas time special on the Tree of Life,
which I'm actually really excited about.
I am too. That one really. Because have you seen Awakenings yet?
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Pretty awesome. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see and very excited to see how they do the Christmas overlay for this. What about you?
I'm definitely more interested in seeing this than I am the Minnie's fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. I think it's something that I feel Animal Kingdom needs during these festivals. I don't expect it to be like Magic Kingdom where we're going to get a Halloween event or a Christmas event, but it's nice to see some Christmassy hints, just Christmassy touches throughout. You know, I think it's nice to have that. They don't need to go over the top with it, but I do quite like the fact that they are doing this.
Gotcha. Now, over at Hollywood Studios, of course, they're doing Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam.
Which is great.
Right. And the other holiday show that they do on the Tower of Terror.
Yep.
And all that. So nothing's really different over there.
That's all you need, though, I feel.
Say again?
I feel like that's all you need at Hollywood Studios. It's perfect the way it is for me.
Cool. Did you like, which one did you like better? Did you like Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam or the other one better?
Jingle Bam.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. To be honest, I like them both. I mean, I prefer Bam, but I really liked both of them. I'm not. Yeah, I couldn't criticize either of them if I'm honest.
Gotcha. And Brian, I got to touch on this. Brian did free public. He wore one of our Mouse Talk T-shirts. He was on another channel's video during their live stream, and he had a Mouse Talk shirt on. So thank you, Brian, buddy. We love you, pal.
Nice representation, yeah.
He did too. And the guy actually zoomed in on the shirt a couple times, so that was kind of neat. But yeah, I meant to mention that, Brian. I forgot all about it, buddy. I'm sorry, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. But I do want to head over to Epcot, Dan, because I want to ask you about this, and anybody in the chat. We haven't experienced, obviously, Candlelight Procession.
Yeah.
That is the one thing out of everything, including the Christmas party. That's the one thing I am most looking forward to. Now, am I overstating this, or is it really good? Have you done it?
I've never done it. I haven't done it. Like I said, I'm not the big Christmassy person. I'm very happy to see Christmas parades and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's really, really amazing. And I've walked past them while they're doing the candlelight procession. I never really stopped and really just sat and watched. It's you're going to get teared up because of how beautiful the voices are. Mm-hmm. If you really do cherish Christmas and you love Christmas, you're gonna have a great time regardless. I mean, it's just you can't really. Every person I've spoken to about the candlelight procession says it's incredible. For me, it's not really my kind of thing. That's it. That's fine. But I think you'll really. I know you. I genuinely feel you would really enjoy it.
I hope so. That's the key. I mean, we are. I think the story, if I'm not mistaken, they're telling the story of the birth of Jesus. Correct?
I believe so.
Right. Which to me is, I think, one of the greatest stories ever told. But we're also, we're religious people, Melissa and I, and our family. Yep. But so I am excited for it. I think we can't wait to see it. In that respect. But the other thing they do over at Epcot that I'm really excited for are the holidays around the world. I think that is so unique, Dan, the fact that they show us how the different countries celebrate Christmas. I think that's just genius.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Epcot is about, right? Is to really, you can experience the food, you can experience the land, you can experience the people who live there, you can experience more of the food, but you can kind of get a comparison with those, but you can also see a comparison with one tale or one sort of concept like Christmas, mm-hmm. and bring it all together and experience what it's like in all of these countries. Christmas is different in France and in Germany and in Morocco and in China and in Japan and in the UK and in America. Like it's the same festival, more or less, but experienced in very different ways.
And that's the key. That's what makes me so intrigued and excited about that as well, because it's to hear the different types of stories that they have and how they celebrate it. I've seen some on video. They look fantastic. Yeah. I love it. It's one of the other things. It's probably second or third of what I'm really most looking forward to in spending the holiday season down there is the fact that I'm going to be able to experience these different things. And they all intrigue me. I want to see the story that they tell about Christmas for all the different countries. It doesn't matter. I want to see all of them.
Yeah, of course.
Did you have a favorite other than UK for you? Did you have another one that you liked?
Seeing Asian countries So China and Japan, and just seeing how they incorporate something that really is quite foreign to them. Christmas is certainly, really very well emphasized, in the west of the earth, and in the east, Christianity isn't as I don't believe it's the main religion in places like China and Japan. It's more Buddhism or something like that. So, it is interesting to see their take on a festival that that we know all too well. So that's I think just seeing a difference, seeing something that is definitely something you won't see unless you go to places like China or Japan.
Right, and from what I hear, from what I've heard from other people, is the representation of these holidays and the stories they tell are great. And like Deborah said, some of them actually have shows. I thought they all had shows, don't they? Like little shows.
I believe so. Or some do sorts of acts. Some I think just really just tell you about the festival. But I think they all have acts. I think I've seen pretty much all of them. I think the only one I missed was probably Germany, and I think there was one more, and I can't remember which one it was. Cool. Maybe Norway. No, I don't know. Definitely, I definitely missed Germany, but I can't remember if there was any others.
Nice. Yeah, but they all look great. I can't wait to see it for sure. But yeah, there's tons going on down at Disney. Of course, Galaxy's Edge is up and running. Rise of the Resistance opens the 5th. I think it's going to be, they talk it's the game changer. So
I really hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so. I have every confidence. I do. I genuinely do. I don't know. I think it's going to blow everything out of the water.
I hope so. And that's the key. And I'll be honest with you, Dan, and we'll wrap it up after this, but I think it's kind of the biggie for them. I think it's the one that's kind of got to be the game changer. Because as much as Galaxy's Edge, and we've both seen it, is really nice, I don't think it's this rousing success that they expected it to be.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. But I don't think it got the enormous crowds they were expecting. I don't know if we all scared ourselves out of going and talked ourselves out of it. But
if Rise of the Resistance is not what we hoped, Galaxy's Edge is a flop. I'm sorry, it is. In my personal opinion, Galaxy's Edge, everyone was expecting massive crowds. People were put off by this. People wanted to wait for Rise of the Resistance to open. People wanted to, change their vacation because they heard about how crazy it was going to be. And then they heard about, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is pretty much Mission Space mixed with Star Tours. What's the big whoop?
Right.
If Rise of the Resistance is not next level from Flight of Passage, forget it. I'm sorry. I hate to be a downer, but they need to get these crowds back up in that land, because at the moment, don't get me wrong, you can get on Smuggler's Run no problem, but these crowds, compared to Pandora, a movie like Avatar, which was amazing spectacle but not the greatest story in the world,
right?
Pandora is outshining Galaxy's Edge in terms of attractions right now. So
Look. And I think Deborah says it. She says she thinks Rise of the Resistance will make it all
I agree.
I hope so. And I agree. From what I've seen of the little bit that we've seen, they've only given us a little bit. I think it looks amazing. So that's kind of the hope. I agree 100%.
And it involves episodes 7 and 8, which I love.
There you go. Well, guys, I hope everybody enjoyed this. I know it was a little bit off topic, no sports night, but I wanted to talk Disney tonight. I knew Steve wasn't going to be able to hang for too long because he had a prior commitment. And I thought, I wanted to have Dan on. He hadn't been on here on my channel in a long time. And
thank you.
And I hope you had a good time tonight, buddy. We were honored to have you.
I had a really wonderful time. And can I have your vote that as soon, actually, because the USA are out of the Rugby World Cup, if England win the Rugby World Cup, can I come on to Sportsnite and celebrate?
Yes, you certainly can.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have to tell me. you'll have to tell me. But
Will you watch the game
no.
if we get to the final?
I'll watch some of the game, but you got to tell me when it is too. That's the other thing.
I will. If we get through, actually, you know what? We'll just watch the final anyway, no matter what the teams are, because it's going to be amazing.
There you go.
But I will let you know of the final. Please, I'm really just telling everybody out there. I know the majority of you out there are from the United States. If you've never watched a rugby match, please do yourself a favor and just sit down and watch a rugby match, because it is something very different. If you like your American football or your regular football, how you say it, it is similar. A bit more, just instead of stop-start, it is full-on 80 minutes of just tackles and throws and dives and craziness. So I'm not saying either one is better, but please just give it a go. Please support England for the World Cup, as the USA are out. But if we win, then we can celebrate. So
There you go.
yeah. There we go.
Cool.
But again, thank you
for
having me on. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on Disney Fiasco earlier today. Was really just it's always fun hanging out with you, buddy.
Oh, it's my pleasure, pal. What do you got coming up on your channel? Anything coming up?
Disney vlog this coming Wednesday or Thursday. It's gonna be Disney's Animal Kingdom. We went there. This will be our third day of our trip, and this is gonna be part one of the vlog, and it's going to be not Flight Passage, Navi River Journey, and Dinosaur, and meeting Kevin from Up. That's going to be in the vlog coming up Wednesday, Thursday, and then next Saturday is Disney Fiasco episode 70. So
70, yeah.
Come by. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are wrapping up near to 100 episodes. So yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Awesome. I'm glad. Well, thank you again, buddy. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you. Coming up for us, of course, I've been posting some videos lately, non-Disney stuff. We did a trip to D.C. I did a tour and overview of the birthplace and museum of Babe Ruth. Done some other videos. I hope you guys get a chance to go out there and check them out. They're really good stuff. We're trying to venture out a little bit and do some other things. There's a lot of history in the area where we live. A lot of American history that we want to try to touch on. So we're trying to get into that. Of course, we have our streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We didn't stream last Thursday because we had a power outage around here. We didn't have any power.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be back Tuesday night to finish up our Mouse Madness Scary Movies bracket. We've been doing a Scary Movies bracket. We're going to finish up. And, of course, next Thursday we'll finish up with some more Disney talk, I'm sure, with Melissa. I do want to let everybody know lots of changes coming to my channel. Our channel, Melissa and I. That will start January, but there's going to be a lot of changes coming in, and we'll touch on them as we get a little bit closer. A lot of physical changes, a lot of scheduling changes are coming that we'll be touching on with you guys, and a lot of format changes. So pass the word on. Well, we'll get into more of that as we get closer to the new year. But Dan, thank you, buddy. I really hope you had a good time. I appreciate it. I know it's late for you. I won't hold you any longer.
That's all right.
Disney Fiasco Saturday nights, don't forget it. And of course, Dan and I are going to talk in a second here about scheduling our Star Wars Sunday, which is going to be really, really soon.
And that's going to be on my channel. My channel. Star Wars Sunday on my channel.
No. I think Empire was you. I think it is my channel.
Yeah, I had Empire. It's your son.
Yeah, it's going to be on our channel, and we'll get you more information as we get closer.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody, for joining us. We definitely appreciate you. Dan, thanks again, my buddy. And everybody, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.